These beats are the purest. Prove it. These beats are the purest. Prove it.
Hello,
Welcome everybody.
My bad. You go.
No, you can go. You got it.
Oh, thank you. Welcome everybody to the final game of week 1 for Aurora Esports. And then we have the Shibuya Spectres versus the Raccoon Dogs. This should be a very good match. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. The Raccoon Dogs, they actually already played their week 2 game, so we've seen this team a little bit, but we have not seen any of the Spectres yet. And I think they have a really interesting roster. So I'm really excited to see this match.
A lot of star power on both these teams, I think. Looking really good out of the draft, of course, for both of these top of PRs. You know, Clash of Titans. I'm calling it at least. So.
Yeah, obviously when you just look at the rosters, both teams feature multiple players above that 4K SR range, right? So it does kind of mean that the teams are a little bit lopsided in terms of that way, right? You see the Spectres with Shoreline Pi all the way up at 4,500. Neptune, either he's going to be playing tank or DPS, both above 4,100. And to contrast that, they have to have 2 lower SR players in both Slade and Gunst. And the other side, you have Raccoon Dogs, you have Linkadink, who's in that 2100 range on DPS and support. So I think it'll be really interesting to see, like, not only how the high SR players perform, but also like these syncs and what kind of value they can provide.
Heading in here, yeah, I think low-key the syncs will determine these series. Just like how well you're playing for your SR, how well you play with the team. I think that's going to be the biggest part, because obviously we know, like, your Neptunes, your Shoreline Pies, like people like that are gonna perform. But I haven't seen much of Gunst. I haven't seen much of Linkadink. I'm really excited to see how these players approach this match.
Yeah, I don't really know too much. I know Linkadink is from Stout, so it's another one of the Stout players. But I don't know too much about Gunst. Obviously, Slade we know pretty well, and obviously a lot of people think that she plays quite above her SR. So, obviously a very good pickup for that team, I think. As we go into map 1 here, yeah, the captain, right? As we go into map 1 with the ball ban and Neptune on tank, looking like to start on this Domina look.
Yeah, the Domina versus the Diva here, and we're seeing Emre matched on both sides. A little bit more of a divey look from the dive team, and Neptune on tank. I'm really excited to see. Just seeing a little bit of poking from Tracer's going inside here.
Yeah, Neptune's actually walking forward now, trying to pressure out Silvertalls, gets the stun onto the Kiriko, but the TP away is going to keep them alive. They kind of flipped the map entirely here. This double hit scan look for the Spectres means they want to take this fight really slow, just kind of holding in this corner, looking for picks. Meanwhile, the Raccoon Dogs holding all the space as Neptune is going to move on to point now, trying to start this cap up here, see if there's going to be a contest. Riddle Dog does go on to point, but he gets stunned by Neptune. Great first pick here for the Spectres. They get the first cap as well. Dronefied going in on the Tracer, going to get that recall forced. And now Neptune pushing forward. No tank for the Raccoon Dogs. I mean, it's going to be easy cleanup and a great first fight for the Spectres.
Entire fight. I mean, there was a lot of rotations and everything, but it was all decided by Neptune pressing that boot cooldown and finds a late pick onto I don't know who that is right now. Actually, is that a streamer name? Oh, that's Altair? Oh, my bad. That is Altair.
Yeah, as we see, Riddle Dog is actually swapping over to the Sigma as Dronefied is going to get picked again early here. I kind of like the Sigma swap. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think Sigma a little bit better matchup into this Domina, but Neptune still walking forward, wanting these kills. Not going to be able to find it. He's just going to back up.
Yeah, first ult really early here from Neptune. I think the enemy team won't be expecting this. They have to walk into it. I think this is an early fight win if Neptune gets it off here. And it gets blocked.
It does throw it. Doesn't really get anyone, but the pick's still there inside of the Spectres. They will get 3. Riddle Dog's just going to have to hide back into the spawn room. And even though Neptune didn't quite get the value out of the ult, they got the picks in the end, so it's still the fight win. And now they have some more ults to keep this snowball going.
Yeah, you're kind of left here. I mean, you have 2 ults to answer just one. I mean, the ult bank, and yeah, we're going to see a rush coming out early here, matching, but with the Emerald on top for the side. of the Spectres, and it's gonna find two. Neptune's gonna find two with the pressure. Shoreline Pie finds one with that whole team fight on, and who's gonna get the touch? Riddle's the only one left. No
Yeah,
one.
Neptune holding so close here. The whole team is just stuck in the spawn room. I don't think anyone's been able to get a touch. Maybe one last desperation. The Flux comes in, the beat in response, but nobody's going to be able to touch this point. It's 100-0 for the Spectres after a very dominant first round.
Yeah, that was a very strong look from the Spectres. I don't know if it was just their momentum. They were holding really close into spawn, and it just seemed like the Raccoon dogs couldn't like stabilize again. Couldn't get a fight actually. So maybe we'll see something different going into the next sub map, but no.
Yeah, it definitely felt to me like just the pace of play was so much higher from the Spectres, and Neptune leading the charge every time, looking to play aggressive, and just that speed and that aggression, getting picks every single fight. So hard for the Raccoon dogs to play into it. See if they change things around. Looks like Riddle's gonna stick on the Sigma. We do see the M-Ray swap here. Oh no, Riddle's gonna go to the Reinhardt.
Okay.
I speak too soon. I like this a lot.
See a little bit of honor in Aurora Esports.
Yes, personally, I think Reinhardt has a great matchup into this Dominant. It's so hard for the Dominant to do anything when you just swing on her. So Riddle Dog for now, setting up on the point. Yeah, they're just completely getting. I mean, he knows how this matchup is so bad for the Domina. He's just gonna swap off, and so that's gonna be an early cap here for the Raccoon Dogs. There's not gonna be any contest.
Yeah, I mean, winning the first fight off of just picking your character is quite good for the side of the Raccoon Dogs. But we're gonna see this Orisa match here, so yeah, we'll see how this favors them.
Yeah, obviously Dronepride's still on the sim, so Neptune has to be a little bit careful of that beam. Just kind of still bunkering on point. They might look for a TP engage or something along the line, but for now, Neptune now just kind of walking up into the arms of Riddle Dog. Gonna get swung out a little bit, but the Fortify comes out, just stabling a little bit, and once again, the slow play is gonna continue.
We're gonna see a nice little angle developing from SLP here, but the TP comes out to stop it. Yeah, we're kind of seeing a standstill here. Both sides just fighting over this, brawling over this midpoint here.
Yeah, everyone just still at a standstill, and this is just good for the Raccoon Dogs, right? They got the point. The percentage is ticking up for them. Shoreline Pie now going in with that override, but the beat out from Linkadink's gonna keep the Raccoon Dogs healthy, as Riddle Dog stepping forward is gonna get caught before that's Suzu from Silvertall's keeping him alive. Kitsune Rush now on the point for the Raccoon Dogs, but down their tank. You gotta think the Spectres are winning this one in the long run, as now they start to get this cap going. Kitsune Rush from June on the point just to win the fight for sure. Altair's gonna go down, cap comes through, and the Spectres on the board in the second round.
Silvertall's finds a nice pick there, and I mean, if you are the Raccoon Dogs, I don't think you're like that upset about that. You got a good 63%, you got 2 ults out. That rush especially was good for them to get out, and you have some pretty good ults here. I think Emre ult and Wall are going to be really good here, and obviously Shatter can be good in the hands of a good player. I think Riddle Dog will bring us home with a big 3-man Shatter.
I think Riddle Dog's going to hit a fat one here. Neptune playing early, probably going to look for this Terror Surge. Does throw it on to everyone, but the Suzu is there, so it just gets countered out. Now Riddle Dog walking forward with the Shatter. Isn't going to get able to find anyone, and the beat out from Guns is going to keep the Spectres healthy in this fight. Altair now going with this override, but with Linkadink down, man advantage here for the Spectres. Riddle Dog going to trade out one onto June, but the manpower is just not there for the Raccoon Dogs. It's just Riddle Dog left now, is going to fall down. Another fight win for the Spectres.
And now you have a blank slate for ults across the board. We're going to see Riddle going over to the Orisa, not wanting to do the Rhine matchup here, and Drona over to the Genji. It's pretty much going to be Rush versus Emre ult here. And we're going to see who takes it home. I think this last fight, basically.
Yeah, it's last fight territory here now. Silvertall's coming up on this Kitsune Rush. Shoreline Pie with their Emre ult. Lickadick 80% to the beat, so if this fight goes long enough, they might be the winner for them. Shoreline Pie gonna go early. Dronepride dashing on it, trying to find a little trade, but he might just get caught out instead. Is gonna go down. First pick here for the Spectres. And now the rest of Neptune walking forward, wanting to get these kills. So hard for them now to engage. Silvertall is going to look for this Kitsune Rush. Riddle Dog, the rest of the Raccoon Dog's going to walk forward now. Linkadink already has his beat, so that's going to be another boon here for the Raccoon Dogs. But the counter continue rush out from June on point. The beat now comes through, and Slade's going to go down, evening up the fight here. Android Fight is back, so man advantage now for the Raccoon Dogs on the point. Neptune going in with the Terra Surge, isn't able to trade one onto Linkadink. They need to stay on the point here. Riddle Dog going to keep the overtime going, but with Silvertall's falling down, no supports for the Raccoon Dogs, and the beat coming through. Gonna seal the first map win for the Spectres in 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, that sub map looked a lot closer. I think it was the momentum thing of the first sub map. It's still the Spectres looking so good, and a good play from SLP here.
Yeah, Shoreline Pie looking like that dominant 4.5k player they are on the sheet. And a very good first map for the Spectres here in Season 10. We're going to go to a little break, but don't go anywhere. Map 2 is coming up after this.
welcome back everyone to map 2 of the Rome Raccoon Dogs versus the Shibuya Spectres. The Spectres are up 1, and we're going to King's Row.
Yeah, it was a really dominant map 1 from the Spectres, and we see the dominant ban instantly out here for the Raccoon Dogs. Makes a lot of sense. Neptune just looked so good on that new tank character, but they're gonna swap it up, move Neptune over to DPS, and we're gonna have Shoreline Pie playing tank for this map. And the Raccoon Dogs have also subbed in Dong Waggler for Drone Fried.
Ready for battle.
And we're gonna see. Are we getting honor again? Is it more honor? Oh. Wait. Trying to get the Rhine Mirror on King's Row. What is going on here? Whoa.
I think it's a little too late. Riddle Dog's already left spawn. He's kind of unsure, it seems like, but I mean, he might swap after he sees that Shoreline Pie is actually on Rhine.
Yeah. We have. I mean, this is what I expect. You know, the Spectres to run. You got the Pharah, you got the Freya, and we're swapping off the Rhine. So sad. We got a brawlier look from the Raccoon Dogs.
Yeah, the classic Mei Ram brawl comp here. So it's gonna be a little bit tough into this double flyer, but Shoreline Pie gonna have to be careful with those Mei walls coming from Dong Waggler. As we see the Spectres start their attack here, Riddle Dog already taking a lot of poke, forced to use that Nemesis form, just give a little bit of space here, as all the angles now surrendered towards the Raccoon Dogs, who are just going to play slow, look for these poke damage, and the Raccoon Dogs just kind of can't do anything about it.
Yeah, they're kind of letting things happen to them, and the Spectres are taking advantage of it. They're looking really active here, taking angles, and Riddle falls really early here. It's going to be first point cap here. Neptune getting 2.
Yeah, and that's kind of the weakness of this Mei comp, right? Is you don't really have any flex DPS to control that high ground whatsoever. So when you go this double flyer, like you just have to bunker in the corner and you see what happens eventually. Somebody's going to get picked, and that's just the first point right there. Neptune getting a late trade onto Altair is going to mean more free push here for the Spectres going into second, as we do see a swap Dong Waggler going over this Echo.
We also see Riddle going over to the Diva, both looking to deal with those flyers more effectively. So we'll see how that suits them. Neptune already has this barrage here. See how that pays out.
Yeah, and Slade also coming up to this Bola shot as well. Riddle Dog now on this Diva, trying to take a little bit of space, but the cart's still moving forward here for the Spectres. So they're going to keep that going as long as they can. Shoreline Pie trying to walk up a little bit, but Riddle Dog's there just to stop that payload push. Still not really any engage from the Raccoon Dogs, just opting to take it a little bit slower. You know, they got to engage eventually, because Shoreline Pie on the Zarya will just beam down Riddle. So if the slower they go, the better it is for the Spectres, I think. As first pick already here. Bola shot comes in, not going to hit it. Silvertals throws that Kitsune Rush on point, and Neptune goes in with the barrage. It's basically 2 kills. The cleanup's going to be there. So that's already second point cap for the Spectres.
Yeah, they just took too long to really do anything. They just let them build ults, let them go first. I think they just need to go faster, not be as scared to die here. You need to actually play the game.
Yeah, as we move over to the third now. Some ult online here for the Raccoon Dogs. We see Altair coming up with this Emerald to beat here for Linkadink. So maybe if they want to go aggressive with those, that could be their opportunity. But we do see Shoreline Pie with this Graviton Surge. See who they elect to throw it on. As Riddle Dog already half HP, but Altair now going in with this Emerald. Gonna force the beat out from Gunst. As the rest of the Spectres moving forward with that beat engage. Graviton Surge comes out in the backline, catches Silvertals. Is going to be able to find that Kiriko before the beat comes in, but Neptune did get traded here, so 4 for 4 for the Raccoon Dogs. And the rest of Shoreline Pie's team looking to back up here. Dong Waggler needs to be careful. He's going to have to use that copy to stay alive, get the bubble on the Riddle Dog. Trying to look forward, build this grab, but it's not going to be able to get too much ult charge. We're resetting back to a 5v5.
Yeah, but very importantly, Shoreline Pie here has the charge. They're looking up in this next fight because of it. Bomb versus Freya ult, neither really game-winning ults, so it's pretty much just a neutral fight here.
Yeah, Riddle Dog getting beamed down so much by Shoreline Pie. Suzu forced to come through. Bola shot goes a little bit wide here, but continue to rush for June on the point. And a first pick onto Linkedin. Silvertall is now going with their own Kitsune rush. Raccoon Dog's not done in this fight yet. Gets the trade onto the Lucio. Riddle Dog with this bomb on point is going to be able to get this remech. So still a fight here for the Raccoon Dogs, but a fully charged Shoreline Pie is beaming Riddle so fast that mech sure to fall down. Now no mech on point here. Graviton Surge comes in, catches Silvertall's. Shoreline Pie is going to get traded. Neptune forced into this ice block, and Altair going in with their own Emerald is going to get one onto June. Guns is going to fall down as well. So the Raccoon Dogs for now are going to hold.
Yeah, big plays there from Altair, taking out SLP and getting multiple with that ult, but yeah, just barely hanging on. The Spectres have 3 minutes to push this, and they have this Blizzard. It's going to be really hard to fight into it. We're going to see a bunch of swaps on the Raccoon Dog side. We're going to see the Ram and the Pharah here, as well as the Bat.
Yeah, I mean, I like some of these swaps, but the aggression here, the Spectre is going fast. Riddle Dog going to get the lamp, but is going to fall off the map here. Shoreline Pie with that right click forces the Ram off the cliff, and somebody needs to touch the point here, but nobody can. So the cap with 2:45 here for the Spectres.
Celebratory beat by Guns. Yeah, this is a bad situation if you're the Raccoon Dogs, but you're not out yet.
Initiating match.
Yeah,
Maybe,
it definitely seemed like they started to figure out a little bit going into third there. They actually won a few team fights, right?
Mhm.
So
I think they just need to play faster here. They need to, because the only fights they seem to win is whenever mostly Altair was taking those aggressive angles, taking those plays, you know. You need to play for that, especially when a team is taking advantage
Ready for battle.
of that lack of space control. So we're going to see pretty much the same comp from the Spectres here, and basically the same, besides the first Widow pick, and a different backline from the Raccoon Dogs here. That speed ring might make a difference with the Ram.
yeah, maybe it's just a little bit easier to play that aggressive style, right? It's a clear sign of when to engage right when that ring comes down, so might be the swap that they need. As we do see Dongwaggler looking to start on this May, but the same comp here for the Spectres, this double flyer with the Pharah and the Freya, so much poke damage coming out.
One. Attackers in.
See Dong go back over to the Pharah, not wanting to play the May here. And yeah, we'll see if they stick this. I like it more than the May because it allows some kind of pressure onto the back. But
Yeah, definitely into this double flyer setup. The May struggles to find value, and a good first pick here from Altair. Gunst falling down. Suzu also forced out from June. They're really low, but is going to be able to stable for now as the cap is going to start coming through here. Shoreline Pie half HP, not able to re-engage just yet. As now Gunst has returned to S5, looking to get this re-engage on the point.
and we're gonna see SLP trying to touch here, getting chunked so low. Suzu does come out though, and Silvertall finds a pick. Altair finds two, and that's gonna be a quick fight. Maybe both these teams are just attacking teams. You know, they're not very defensive teams. I'm hoping that's the kind of series we're gonna see here. And Neptune over to the Cass here.
Yeah, insta swaps. Both DPS going to swap off their flyers, go into this double hit scan look to try to shut down Dongwaggler as much as possible. And we really saw how much a difference that comp made, right? We saw Altair and Silvertalls putting in so much poke damage, able to find those picks early. Now, Shoreline Pie walking up, does get booped a little bit, assisted by Dongwaggler. But now, walking in with the Zarya charge. Riddle Dog, of course, forced to play a little bit slower around this Zarya. But Silvertall's 90% to this window, gonna be the initiator here for the Rome Raccoon Dogs. Arid comes in now and forces Shoreline Pie all the way back. Just gonna have to give the next corner, and now Dongwaggler with this barrage might be the next to go.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a big play here from Dong. Not much to stop this barrage. We're gonna see does get taken out. The rush to answer, and yeah, that's gonna be 3 picks and a fight win from the Spectres. I want to see how. Oh, this is an egregious stagger.
This is a tragic.
Wait,
Champion gets
it's
Gunstone!
one!
No way! Gunstone's the remake. They will trade out Riddle Dog. Finally going down. I mean,
What a
ultimately, it's not
crazy
too consequential. The Lucio will be back pretty much at the same time. And the rest of the Spectres actually looking to walk up here. Maybe they'll get a little bit more poke. But no, they're going to back up eventually. Do you see this Graviton Shards from Shoreline Pie is going to be such a big ultimate in this next fight. No beat or really anything to counter at all. The best thing you got is the Orbital Ray. But Shoreline Pie just goes down early! No H for Neptune! 2K with the Deadeye! Trades it right back, so man advantage now for the Spectres. You know, support ult straight in on the other side. They want to keep this fight going. Altair looking for this side fight now with Neptune. Is just going to lose that one out. And after all of it, with a fantastic 3K from Neptune, he's going to turn the fight in favor of the Spectres.
Dong does find the pick.
And
onto
Neptune dies in the end.
Walk
Oh my
forward,
god.
yeah. This is these are messy fights here. But yeah, I'm hoping to see Altair going aggressive with this ult. Well, they're down a player here. This is the kind of play that you want to see.
Coming in with this override. Now Slade countering with their own, but already one pick here for Altair. Guns going down, but will get traded midair by Slade. Additional trades come through. Grab on point by Shoreline Pie, but he goes down instead. Neptune going for another miracle Deadeye, but this time Riddle Dog shuts it down. And that's looking like it's going to be a second point cap here for the Raccoon Dogs, who go into third with a pretty respectable time bank.
Yeah, I mean, this map looks completely different to how I was expecting it to go. Both these teams looking to potentially cap with the same amount of time. Only one ult on the board for the Spectres here, and you got the window and the remake, not really an ult, but as well as the barrage coming up soon.
Yeah, and nobody else really close to anything. We do see the window coming out here for Silver Talls, just forcing Shoreline Pie back. Just going to concede that corner. Essentially kind of like a fight win. It's now one fight territory just to complete the map. Dongwaggler already 90% to this barrage. Gets in a rush from June coming out on point here. Gonna force the Raccoon Dogs to kite this a little bit. Riddle Dog staying super deep here is probably gonna have to force to use this remech. Is gonna throw it out here. Trying to get back into the mech. Is gonna be able to do so successfully. Suzu forced out, so Dongwaggler now might try to look for this ult. Guns 90% to this beat as well. So as the fight goes, more ult's gonna come online as we do just kind of go back to poking.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about before. Link, Dink, and Guns fighting for the support ult. Whoever gets it first, you can kind of engage with it. And this is where
being engaged now here for the Spectres coming out. The Orbital Ray coming out, trying to counter it out, but Dongwaggler not really inside of that one is gonna fall. Linkadink falling as well. Even though they do get the trade on Neptune, man advantage now for the Spectre. Shoreline probably gonna fall down as well, but with no supports, Riddle Dog gonna lose his mech and is gonna have to go back to spawn here.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing you got out of that was the reset on the Shoreline Pie charge. You also got the beat, but yeah, they're gonna have really good ults here. The Spectres are gonna have really good ults to stop this, and they're gonna go early with their OC.
Yeah, Slade with his overclock is just going to be able to get DM'd, and a really nice kite here for the Raccoon Dogs means that OC didn't really get as much value as the Spectres were hoping for. Now, Silvertall's likely to go with this window as we see them go so much early, but Shoreline Pie once again falling early, and the trades keep coming in for the Raccoon Dogs as all of the Spectres are going to fall with one trade on Dongwaggler. But an absolute disaster for the Spectres. They wanted to hold early, and Shoreline Pie just takes a little bit too much damage.
We're going to see a heavy ult fight here. 5 ults across the board. Almost 6 with that Kitsune, and a window comes out quick to try and burn Shoreline, forcing the bubbles, but then we're going to see a big Emerald coming in here.
Solo grab on the Riddle Dog is not going to be able to do anything, and Riddle Dog actually still in range to DM all of Neptune's barrage. Dongwaggler now coming in with their own barrage in kind is going to be able to get the job done.
What a beautiful fight from the Raccoon Dogs there. The DM of the ult, the big Emre ult, everything was going great there. I think this is a winnable map still. The time bank isn't looking as forgiving on the side of the Raccoon Dogs, but I think that last fight gave them the energy they need to really take this map back, you know?
Yeah, and we saw how fast their first point A attack was, right? They got it in like 2 seconds after a really nice first pick, so um, it's definitely a good chance for them to be able to cap this and get some payload push going in these extra rounds. And I think, yeah, the Raccoon Dogs have finally found their footing in the series. Riddle Dog has looked so good on this diva, I think, here on Kings Row.
Yeah, this Diva versus the Zarya, you think it'd be an open and shut case, but I mean, we're seeing that it just doesn't seem like it. I mean, with that new passive that Diva has, I think she's able to sustain more against the Zarya, and it's really interesting to see. Yeah, yeah. We love Diva sustain. We love Diva sustain so much. Speaking of, Riddle going over to the Winston here. Maybe a fake out, but would be interesting.
Would be interesting, of course, into the Zarya you think is kind of a favorable matchup, but yeah, as we expected, Riddle just faking it out, going back to that diva, running the same comp that worked so well for them the first time on their attack. Silvertall's a little bit of poke, but it's going to be okay. As they're just looking for this poke, right? Silvertall's, Dongwaggler, Altair looking from some sort of pick. Riddle Dog taking position on this high ground and kind of forcing the Spectres into a corner here.
Yeah, we're seeing the same story. Teams being forced into these unwanted positions. Wait. We have Neptune in really deep. Might fall. But SLP's gonna get the trade anyway.
Yeah, 2 picks there. Riddle Dog is going to trade 1 onto June, but the rest of the team is super scattered. Linkadink's completely alone on this high ground. Dongwaggler gets a 1v1 onto Slade, so actually a completely even fight here, and now with spawns favoring the Raccoon Dogs, somebody needs to touch the point though. The mech going down, Altair gets booped, somebody needs to touch the point, and they can't do it. The Spectres are going to hold 0% here for the Raccoon Dogs.
Score 3-3.
So drawable still, but it's not what you wanted to happen on this attack. The double hit scan look from the Spectres is proving pretty good into the Dongfara. Who would have guessed, you know? But map's not over, and I'm looking to see a big tie here.
We wanted map 6. So somebody met in chat wanted map 6. So if we want map 6, it's going to have to be a tie here. I still think it's very possible. We do see Dongwaggler going to stick on this Pharah. I think it makes sense. I think if you go the Mei, the Spectres are probably just going to swap over to that double flyer look, and then the Mei kind of just gets neutralized. So you're kind of forced to stay on this Pharah. And if there's anyone that's going to know how to play Pharah into double hit scan, it's probably Dongwaggler, right? Because he's just played it so much.
And it seems like the Spectres here are giving us the ranked game special, locking the Widow and the Hog and the Mercy here to just try and secure a pick. You know, this could be troll, but if they get one, I mean,
they're walking out. Yeah, this is for real. Shoreline Pie is going to stick on this Roadhog pick, looking for a big hook onto one of the Raccoon Dogs. Just kind of taking position in this hotel. Everyone on the Raccoon Dogs is holding high ground, so a little bit out of range of Shoreline Pie, and after one missed hook, they're just going to go back to spawn, and looking like a swap here.
I mean, yeah, you have the extra time to do this because of your time bank. Riddle falls so low. And gets demech.
Oh, absolute disaster for the Raccoon Dogs, losing their tank early in this fight, and Silvertall's gonna fall as well. It's probably gonna be it here, as Shoreline Pie is just gonna take position on point. All they need is one tick, and they're gonna get it. Spectres, after a closer map 2, is gonna be able to win it and go up 2-0 in the series.
Fortunately, no tie here, no map 6, it looks like, but you know,
Try and
it
push.
could turn around. We could get a reverse sweep in next map.
But yeah, I definitely think the Raccoon Dogs, they started to figure out there in the middle of the map what they wanted to do, starting to find their footing, and you know, if their momentum, you know, if we look at how well they played on map 1 compared to this map, you know, if we think it's a linear trend, then map 3 they're going to look even better.
Mm-hmm.
So reverse sweep definitely on the cards here, but to find out if they're actually in reverse sweep, we're going to have map 3 after another side of this break. Don't go anywhere.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it. These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it, prove it.
Welcome everybody to the third map of the Shibuya Spectres versus the Rome Raccoon Dogs. This is match point. You know, the Spectres could take it home here with a Venture ban and a Lucio ban. You know how I feel about the Venture ban. But yeah, so this map goes.
And it almost wasn't. I don't know if people saw with the little overlay on Fraud, but the Spectres originally banned Tracer, and then they changed their mind and banned Pharah, and then they changed their mind again and settled on the Venture. So it is the Venture ban, unfortunately, for both you, Voidfiber, and for the audience, because I would have liked to see some Venture.
Yeah, instead we're gonna see more Evil Dominant.
4, 3,
Matching Bastions on this map is interesting. I'm excited
Yep.
to see how this
Yeah.
plays out.
And we do see Riddle Dog on this Reinhardt. We saw map 1, Neptune hated this matchup so much that he instantly went back to about to spawn to swap off the Domina. Now, on Flashpoint, don't really have that same option, as we do see Riddle Dog just walking through this Domina shield. Shoreline Pia already in that form, but it's just gonna fall down to Altair instead. A big wall out here from Dongwaggler catches June. So really nice first fight here for the Raccoon Dogs.
Yeah, I don't really know what the Domina can do if the Ryan just holds the shield in front of the Bastion. You kind of just fall over. Somebody's gonna die there. It's a really rough thing to walk into. Oh.
Yeah, he's still deciding. He hasn't decided yet.
Oh,
Yeah, there's the
okay.
Orisa. Domina, it's completely unwinnable matchup for her, right? She just gets walled and ran at by the Reinhardt. Orisa, at least you have this Fortify, you have this spin, so a little bit of tools to counter that out. But Dongwaggler on this Mei is still going to be a massive problem.
Soto's falling dangerously low from the side, but does get healed back up. This little angle, these angles from the Spectres are so good, making this walk up a lot harder, or a lot easier, I should say.
Yeah, but the Fortify forced out from Neptune, and with this Bastion form, it's just going to keep them at bay. So still, for now, just kind of poking. Neptune now looking to engage, but gets walled off from the rest of the team. TP in from June, but that's not really where the Kiriko wants to be after they use the Suzu, and no more abilities to keep themselves alive. Another first pick here for the Raccoon Dogs, and as 90% already poaches on this point, with another pick on the Slade, it's looking like they're going to get this first one.
They have the Blizz to just end this point. I mean, this comp from the Raccoon Dogs is kind of playing to what they wanted to do this whole series. They want to just hold that space. They want to be really, really stingy with it, and I think this comp plays perfectly into that. And it seems like the really aggressive playmaking of the Spectres is having a hard time breaking that.
Yeah, and it's one of the criticisms, right? Go back to map 1, we criticize the Raccoon Dogs for not playing aggressive enough, but that's not a problem anymore, as we see Riddle Dog on this Reinhardt more than happy to play super aggressive, and Dongwaggler on this Mei following up with everything he's trying to do. Shoreline Pie going with his Bastion ult, gets solo shattered by Riddle Dog and pinned into the wall. Neptune falling as well, so another first fight here for the Raccoon Dogs. Or a canyon, says Booney. I absolutely agree.
Wow, and yeah, a lot of these fights too, they're only killing one or two, but like, yeah, the rest of the team can't engage on it. These aren't team kill fights, it's just killing the important members of the team here.
Yeah, but the Spectres, they have some ults to work with, and Neptune going in with a massive Terra Surge, Bola combo, 2k for Neptune, finding both supports, and the cleanup is going to be there, so the Spectres finally going to win their first fight of the map. Did cost them 3 ults to do it though.
They only have this Ray here, but I mean, you only really have to answer to a Bastion ult, so not real awful. The Blizz being farmed by Dong at a really good rate here. We'll probably get farmed this fight, actually. So we'll
Yeah,
see
I
how
imagine you'll get to it. Early Bastion ult here is going to force the Suzu out from June, and Gun's now going to go in with their own Orbital Ray. Riddle Dog kind of caught in the corner, but a nice lamp here from Silvertall is going to keep them alive. Shoreline Pie now going with this Bastion ult, but still not going to be able to find anything. However, Dongwaggler did get split from the team. It goes down first. Neptune gets a second on the Altair, and now Riddle Dog shoved into a locker.
Unfortunate, the gold preventing the pin there. But yeah, I don't even know if they get a real touch here. Yeah, we're gonna see the Widow swap in spawn off the Bastion. So that's probably that sub point gone.
Yeah,
We're gonna see
no
how they
attempt
go
here
for the
has
next
been
one.
made by the Raccoon Dogs.
The ducks.
So evening us up here on Flashpoint as we move over to the Junkyard for the third point. Some ults online here for the Raccoon Dogs. Dongwegler has built this Blizzard now, as well as a window from Silvertals, which you've seen the Raccoon Dogs love to use super early on in these fights. Still a little bit away for the Spectres ultimates. Probably will get the mid-fight, but an early pick could be exactly what the Raccoon Dogs need to close it out and get first cap here.
We're gonna see the Raccoon Dogs. Slade gets picked from across the map. This high ground really good on this point. And that's gonna be a first point cap already with barely a fight.
Yeah, and this is going to be so difficult now for the Spectres to re-engage. You just have Silvertals and Altair sitting on this far angle. You have to cover so much empty space. They're going to take so much poke damage in the process. Kitsune Rush now on point, but a countering window and Blizzard out from Dongwegler. But it's actually Neptune who finds 2k. Both supports for the Raccoon Dogs. Riddle does get 2 trades, but the cap's going to come through, and the Reinhardt is going to fall.
A crazy good ult from Neptune there. It didn't quite pull the supports off high ground, but it did the damage through everything. So yeah, that's gonna be a good fight win. They're gonna have to fight into both DBS ults here. They want to recap, but they have the Shadow, they have this Ray, they have this Bastion ult on the side of the Raccoon Dogs.
We'll see if Riddle wants to shatter Shoreline Pie again. Early Suzu actually forced from June means that that's the go button for the Raccoon Dogs. Bola is just going to get blocked by the shield and the wall, and Slade's going to fall. So man advantage now for the Raccoon Dogs. Shoreline Pie's Bastion ultimate not able to find the value they were looking for, as Riddle Dog and the rest of the Raccoon Dogs just looking to stabilize on this point. Neptune walking forward, using that Fortify, but it's just going to get burned so quickly by the Bastion. Solo ult onto June is going to clean up the fight here. So flip coming through for the Raccoon Dogs.
Kind of got chills seeing that Shatter come down when that fight was already won, but you know, honor never sleeps. Yeah. But still, you got the point cap. And that's all that you need here. Basically, last fight, you have the Bastion ult on the side of the Raccoon Dogs, and the Ray to match from the Spectres.
Yeah, they have to be careful. If they play a little bit too close, this Ray is going to be a problem. Bastion ult now coming through from Altair. Is she going to throw it in the Ray? Shoreline Pie gets hit, pinned by Riddle Dog, but the Suzu is there from June, keeping the Bastion alive for now. But Silvertals does pick up the kill in the end. And the second onto Neptune is going to be the end of that fight. And another point here for the Raccoon Dogs.
I think your earlier prediction of these maps getting closer and closer as the Raccoon Dogs adapt more and more is coming true. I mean, we're seeing them with an advantage here. This could be the last sub point of the map, and this could be the first win in the start of a reverse sweep here.
Yeah, and they still have ults to work with. Dongwegler kind of on the sneaky flank here, looking for this Blizzard. Just waiting for the Spectres to walk through that choke. Point unlocking in 5 seconds, so they're going to have to go eventually. Just patiently waiting. Are they going to step up?
Dong is still
now
waiting.
He gets sick of it, throws it down. It's going to freeze Neptune, but Fortify is there in the end. Shoreline Pie does get picked for it, and now Neptune is caught out super low. Trying to stay alive for now, is going to do so. But the cap for the Raccoon Dogs. So the sneaky May Blizzard, in the end, does get the value they were looking for. They get the first cap.
Yeah, a lot of these, every point so far, I think, has been a first cap for the Raccoon Dogs. But we're going to see a quick rush out from June here.
Yeah, just a disengage though, pretty clean. Neptune gonna go with the Terror Surge, just gets burned, but a huge passion by 3k wipes the floor with the Raccoon Dogs. Real Dog does trade one
Wait,
and still has the Shatter. They might go for it. No, not gonna do so in the end. It's gonna end up being a 4k for Shoreline Pie. A fantastic Bastion ult from him.
That is
Gonna
the
clean
biggest
up, get
bastion ult
cap
I've
for
seen
the
in years, I
Spectres.
think.
And it wasn't with the grab or anything. It was just he just
Yeah.
raw dogged that shit. Oh, was
Oh,
it
was it
pull?
pull?
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Still more impressive than Grav.
Yes. And it was after Neptune died too, right? So they had a little bit of opportunity to move.
Yeah. And we're gonna see
Altair going with their own
if Altair
Bastion
can
ult,
copy
trying
it
to
here.
find the same value that Shoreline Pie did. Is going to throw it on the Shoreline Pie. Not going to get that kill though in the end. Longwaggler has built another Blizzard. And a Shatter here does catch two for the first time. Riddle Dog has hit multiple people, and it's exactly what they needed. Blizzard now coming through as well from Dongwaggler, gonna freeze up Guns. Shoreline Pie gonna fall. So Cap coming through now, and it's gonna be last fight territory. It's gonna be tough to get these touches with these late staggers as well.
They're playing
Okay.
really far up here, preventing these touches. But we're gonna see the ball from Neptune here to go touch
Yeah,
the
Neptune,
point.
he's gonna be able to get this touch. If the Raccoon Dogs take a 4v5 though, they could just give the point. Instead, they're just backing up. They do get one pick on the Shoreline Pie, so that's massive for them. Slade now coming in with the overclock on through, but Riddle Dog just standing strong with that Rhine Shield. No value here from Slade is going to get picked off by Altair. One last slam here for Neptune on the point, but the rest of his team is falling. Shoreline Pie looking for a miracle Bastion ult coming from spawn. Is not going to be able to find anything, and it's just Neptune on point. Window just to close it out in the end. And the Raccoon Dogs, they do get their map win, and we're going to map 4.
This is exciting. I'm really hoping for a reverse sweep here. I think the Raccoon Dogs have found their flow. They understand how to beat this team now. They know what their win condition is. But obviously, a great play here from Shoreline Pie with the Bastion ult.
Yeah, this one might end up on the clips of the week. It's been a while since I've done a 3k Bastion ult like this.
Plus, there's lamp in that, so you get to count that as like half, you know?
3.5k?
Yeah.
Well, fantastic play from the Raccoon Dogs. They get their one map, and we're going to map 4, which will be on your way right after this break.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to map 4 of the Shibuya Spectres versus the Rome Raccoon Dogs. And we saw the Rome Raccoon Dogs getting their flow back in the last map, and I hope to see it continue here. Esperanza with a Juno and a Soj ban.
Yeah, these are definitely some interesting bans. The Spectres, they chose the map, allowing the Raccoon Dogs to get a first ban, and they chose to get rid of the Sojourn. I'm not exactly sure what this ban accomplishes, because we've seen Shoreline Pie more than willing to play like an Emre or something else, right? And Slade more than comfortable on this Freya as well. So maybe it's more of a protect. A ball move? Yeah. Yeah, obviously that works as well. Spectres counteracting with their Juno ban, as it seems like Linkadink, that's definitely their most comfortable hero on support. So targeting the sync player as it is, but we do see Riddle Dog moving over to his signature ball for the first time in this series. Super excited to see it here.
We're gonna see Neptune going over to this Ramatra here. They're looking for the slower look now, and Drona gets caught out extremely early.
He thought he was being sneaky, hiding behind the wall, but Shoreline Pie sniffed that out from a mile away, throws a flashbang, gets the first pick here. As we do see Neptune kind of a little bit far forward from his team, gets a lot of poke damage, forced the Suzu and the form out, but he's going to be able to live. So definitely has to be a little bit careful here.
Full bunkering here. I mean, this team is just so good at standing as 5. And it's going to make it really hard for Riddle to do anything. You got the flashbang, you got the sticks. Yeah, and just going to fall here.
Riddle just gets completely hunted down by all of the Spectres there. Linkadink falls as well. So it's another fight win here off the back of just an early pick. We haven't really seen Riddle get any sort of early engage, and he's just going to swap off the ball, which I think is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I had hope going into this map. I think it's a good map for the ball, but just, yeah, the comp that they're playing is making it so hard. Both DPS ults going to be ready on the side of the Spectres here. Not really game-winning ults, but still, having ults before the enemy is good here. You're going to see this cart already to halfway point.
Patronified gets picked again. Shoreline Pie getting the better of him in the 1v1. And now Shoreline Pie with this Deadeye probably just going to pop it to hold a lot of more space and keep this bot moving. Riddle just going to try to force to back up actually from this Deadeye from Shoreline Pie. Altair trying to get away from it, is going to be able to hide in the end. And Ebola out from Slade just gets eaten by Riddle Dog, so 2 ults wasted. And now Kitsune Rush coming in from Silvertalls, looking for the re-engage. Gunst is completely caught out in the spawn room, is going to go down. Counter Kitsune Rush coming out from June, down 1 member, trying to keep in this fight. But the Raccoon Dogs just wisely playing their range, and the Kitsune Rush not going to be able to find much here for the Spectres.
Yeah, we're going to see a disengage here from the Spectres. I mean, you're not too upset. You already got 80 meters, and they're even not letting them set up here. Linkadink getting chunked by Neptune, but holding this off angle here.
Yeah, trying to just basically turn some eyes. Gets double bolted by Slade though, so another first pick here for the Spectres. As Riddle Dog trying to hold this high ground as much as possible. Him and Jernifried just trying to contest it. But the Spectres are stacking so well here. Altair going in with this big ultimate. Gonna find Slade. Shoreline Pie soon to fall as well. Jernifried in there cleaning up the picks. So nice, you know, awareness there from Altair, knowing how stacked they are to give that Emerald just so much value.
This Emerald is going to be really hard for the Spectres to answer. I mean, the only thing that can really stop it is either killing them or hitting the beat. Especially if they're playing this grouped up, it's definitely a win condition for them. So we're going to see getting this high ground and this early pressure. This map is once again winnable.
Yeah, they start to get their push going here. Drone Fried and Riddle Dog taking a lot of space here, holding a little bit close. We do see 3 of the Spectres trying to contest this high ground. As Gunst is going to use this beat here, we see an entire brawl in this side room. Beat coming out from Linkadink is the re-engage button here for the Raccoon Dogs. Riddle Dog comes flying through, not able to find any picks. Bola comes out, not going to be able to find anything. As Neptune, meanwhile, has just stolen the cart. As Drone Fried goes down.
What an odd fight. They had the tank advantage on the side of the Raccoon Dogs here, but just couldn't quite win it. Neptune playing the point. But yeah, now they're over halfway and still down 1. They're gonna have to disengage here.
Yeah, they're just holding stalwart on this high ground. Silvertall's with the Kitsune Rush might be looking to use it here. Is to force their Suzu and goes down quite low. Does get a trade onto Shoreline Pie for it though, but Neptune with his own annihilation, brawling on point, Riddle Dog caught off, is gonna be forced to use that self-destruct, but not able to get that remech. The bomb does find Slade, so only 2 members alive for the Spectres, but with Neptune still strong and healthy on this point, they're gonna push for those forward spawns and keep control of this bot for now.
Altair getting both of these players low. Neptune so low here. Will fall.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What a good kill here. Maybe a 2K. Not quite. Gunst gets away. No, will fall.
And Gunst dying so late is actually both Neptune and Gunst do not get those forward spawns. So Riddle and Drona are looking to take some aggressive positioning, knowing that the Lucio and the tank are far away. Neptune now swapping over to this Domina. I think it's a lot better into Diva, this Domina is, and we saw how good he was on it in map 1.
We're going to see a blade coming out here from Drona in answer to the beat. A good layup to save him, but Shoreline Pie with a high noon onto this fight, and Linkadink will be the first to fall.
Riddle Dog gets caught by the high noon as well, gonna lose that mech. Neptune was so low on the point, but that passive of Domina giving you shields whenever you do damage with your ability has kept him alive with the kill onto Linkadink. And enough time for Shoreline Pie to find value with that high noon. So no forward spawns here for the Raccoon Dogs. And
This is rough.
yeah, it's
But
definitely tough.
you do have the Emre ult here if you are on the Raccoon Dogs, which was really good into them before, and even with the change to the Domina, is still going to be really good into this grouped up team. They're going to hunt down Dronafried, but a trade will come out from Riddle Dog onto Slade. And the beat to answer.
Yeah, you just have to. Altair with that Emerald just forcing Guns to use that beat, but they still stack up on point and are keeping the push going. Riddle Dog now counter trying to engage, but just taking so much damage. Is going to meet Slade here on the Mega. Has to be careful. Is going to lose the mech, so disaster here for Riddle Dog. No tank now. Good trade from Altair, but with Silvertall's falling down, there's not going to be enough members here for the Raccoon Dogs to stay in this fight.
This Spectres team is so good about chasing down targets that are by themselves, walking as 5. It's really impressive. And we're gonna see Riddle going back over to the Rhine here. Will Neptune swap at full ult? We shall see.
Yeah, Neptune, he's just getting swung at by this Reinhardt. Shoreline Pie now going with this high noon. Riddle Dog has to be a little bit careful. Just the shield from the Reinhardt. Gonna be able to counter it out though. So now with this window here, looking to counter engage are the Raccoon Dogs. Neptune a little bit split on the side, but Riddle really can't be too aggressive, taking so much damage. Domino ult now comes in, does catch 3 members. Altair first to fall, Linkadink not closely behind, I should say. And with the stun on the Riddle Dog, picking up the kill on the Reinhardt, the push continuing.
Yeah, these kills are still following. And Drona will fall. This might be a full cap here. And another pick. It's going to be really hard for Riddle to even touch the point here. But the beat makes it easier. Might even get the shatter.
Beat gets the Raccoon Dogs on the point. Riddle Dog so close to the shatter, and a nice shot from Altair. Gets 2, in fact.
Ooh.
So the Raccoon Dogs looking to win this fight here. Did cost them the beat and the Pulse Bomb, but in exchange for the Bola and the Kitsune, can't be too mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, you almost push up to their spawn, and we're gonna see the swap from Domino to Bram here from Neptune. But I mean, the map is still winnable. You have this Shatter, but it's still not a bad look for the Spectres pushing near the spawn.
Riddle Dog looking to use this Shatter, but Lincoln goes down early. Solo Shatter onto Neptune. The Suzu is there, from June to keep the tank alive for a little bit. Eventually they will go down. So many of the Raccoon Dogs are 1 HP. Silverfall's trying to keep everybody alive. High noon now from Shoreline Pie, keeping the Raccoon Dogs forced into a corner. Slade is inside there, trying to look for these kills. The window now from Silverfall's gonna find Shoreline Pie, and a pin from Riddle Dog. Gets a kill onto June, so a fight win for the Raccoon Dogs. 20 seconds left. They're starting their overtime push now.
And Neptune will fall without Altair being picked. This is really huge. They're going to get forwards off of this, but that does mean they're going to have to stop and wait for Butt Scratch.
Yeah. It's going to be a massive overtime push here if they're going to want to do it. 80 plus meters to go. Gunst has this beat lined up. Jordan Fried gets caught by Shoreline Pie once again. Beat now engage. Bola gets blocked by the Rhine Shield, but all of them are forced off the point. Lickadink forced to stay on to keep the overtime going. And now Riddle Dog just kind of fed to the wolves. They wanted to make an overtime comeback, but it was not meant to be. The Spectres going to close this one out and win the series 3-1.
Yeah, definitely a lot of improvement from the Raccoon Dogs, but this Spectres team is looking scary. And I assume they're going to continue looking scary throughout the season. But big play from Neptune here.
Yeah, it's a huge Panopticon. This was really the point where this map kind of ended, right? Like, as soon as you push around this corner, it's just kind of, the lead becomes a little bit insurmountable. And indeed it was, as the Spectres, they win their first match of the season, starting off 1-0. And now, Voidfiber, we got to think about who we're going to give MVP to.
I mean, this whole Spectres team, playing so well together, looked very solid. It's hard to pick just like one player, but I mean, for me, there's one that stands out amongst the rest, and I think that's Neptune.
Yeah, I think Neptune had an absolute fantastic series. Obviously, we know how strong he is on DPS, showing that prowess once again on King's Row. But the tank, a little bit of a newer look. Some people not as familiar with his tank gameplay, looked so strong on the first map. This Domina, just so prolific from him. Really impressed with what he was able to do.
Yeah, just every map.
I'm okay with an interview. If Neptune is available, we can drag him in here. And there
Neptune.
he is. Hello, Neptune.
Yo, what's up?
Congratulations on your win. Of course, we chose you as the match MVP. Just first question is just how you feeling right now after the win?
Even I'm feeling Cloud 9 a little bit. I remember there's like people talking about my tank and how it looked like, and yeah, I mean, tank's been really fun this season actually. Like just scrimming with it, playing Domina. That was really fun. Even though I feel so bad. I countersoft the entire game, bro. Like everyone, I countersoft off Dong. I countersoft Riddle. Like I'm actually a villain. I'm a villain.
Well, sometimes the villains win in the end, right? And you certainly did win today. Yeah, just tell me a little bit more about tank, right? I don't know if have you played tank in Aurora before this season at all?
I mean, like, it's a yes and a no. Like, I've never really played tank in on my team, but like I would like ring for like Vend one time, and then I'm sure I've did like a few couple ringer teams and stuff, right? But no, I've like and Moon Baboons. Moon Baboons I did like and Ashes. I had like one tank comp and I'm like, no, I'm not playing that.
Right.
But I don't know, I think at the current moment Domino seems fun. I think I have a lot of characters that are great. I was like kind of teasing with my team, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not playing any of the tanks in the top left corner, by the way. Probably the only one is Diva, but
Mm.
yeah, I mean, no, I haven't really done Aurora before, but I think this is like a great season to do it. I have like a great team. I think everyone in SR is like insane. I mean, it's weird to say that, even like thinking about like SLB being at like 4-5, but definitely referring to more of like Slade, Coleslaw, June, and Gunst. I think if everyone remembers like from like the signups, I know Gunst said like I'm not reflective of my SR because like they think they would do better, like they do better in team play, and it does feel like that. This is like my first time playing with him. And like he's just like right there usually when you need him, especially on Nepal when I noticed for sure.
Yeah, definitely a really solid team around you this season, especially with you playing tank.
Mhm.
Do you have any more questions, Nate? Or should we do?
We could do El Clasico. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to ask. No, I don't think I can think of anything. So I guess we can just do El Clasico if you want to ask it.
Yeah, I mean, if you weren't the one to get MVP, who would you give it to on your team?
I feel like I normally have an answer right away, but this one is actually just really tough. I definitely want to say I would give it to probably just Gunst right now, just for showing up. First time playing with him, I'm really impressed. And I know I've been sick recently, so I'm on my like Michael Jordan flu game, and yeah, I didn't get to ring with Gunst or scrim with him. And yeah, I think he showed up today. I think he was great, and I think he was definitely a factor of why we succeeded today. So Gunst wouldn't be mine.
Yeah, I think it's a great choice. I really thought all of you guys played well today. Especially, I definitely didn't feel like there was one person that was, we have to give the MVP to somebody. Gave it to you, but definitely could have gone
Gotta
to.
give it to someone. Just gotta give it to
I
someone.
mean, we have to give it to somebody, right? But definitely, everyone on your team I thought played fantastic, and it showed with how well you guys played today. So once again, congratulations on the win, Neptune, and you have a good rest of your night.
Casting, y'all. Yeah, thank you very much for casting and prodding. Love Aurora. Peace out, y'all. Have a great one.
See ya.
All right. Well, that's going to be it from us here on the cast. The Shibuya Spectres, they get their first win of the season. The Raccoon Dogs, even though this was technically like their week 1 loss, they did get a win yesterday in their week 2 game. So they still have a lot to look forward to as the season goes on. But for Void. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you tell me week 1 power rankings was wrong?
What?
What? I can't believe that. Well, but that's going to be it from everyone here on the production team. For Voidfiber and Booney, I've been Nave. You guys have a good rest of your night.